Greetings, family, and welcome to the Flow State, the Art of Rising. We're coming out of North Bergen, New Jersey, and I'm here with a very special guest, as always. And this is a wonderful sister that I met. She's a chef, actually. She was doing some soul catering, and then she went into plant-based, and she is the founder of Green Genius. So let's just hear what she's got to say. And wow, it's her story is remarkable, man. And she's actually the chef for the event coming up. And if you stick around to the end of the podcast, there's a special offer that I want to send to you guys. So just hang out. We're going to be here for about 30 minutes or so. That's it. We're going to have a good time. Yes, Sister Tori. Welcome, sister. Welcome.
Hello.
All right. It's a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for taking the time out to chat with us.
It's nice chatting with you today.
Of course, of course. So I met you actually. I'm holding down a day job. So I went to a vegan spot to get some good food, and I've been turning on some of the brothers there at the job. These guys are eating like, oh my God, garbage, like poison. Let's put it like that. Let's put it. And, I try to keep my diet as clean as possible. So when I went there and then the whole vibe there, the conversations, we were talking about the sea moss and other type of good alternative medicines, plant-based foods, and the body and the system. And then when I left, you came out. I had left with the other two brothers, and then you said, "Hey, here's my card." And wow, it was great, man. And I remember you saying, "Something told me to go give you my card."
Yeah, because usually my husband was the one who was telling me to give out the cards because that location will be closing down. And he was like, people are going to want to know where the chef is, so just make sure you give out your cards. And at first, I was kind of in my head about it, and then something has told me like, go out there and give them that card, because
Right.
it might be something good for you. And I'm glad that I did. So I'm glad that I
Me
listened
too.
to that voice in my head to give you guys my card. And now look, the
Yep.
opportunity
This is
presented itself.
it's the higher power. You got to listen to that voice. Yep. It's your pure consciousness. Whenever you're still, and then something comes to you like a slight with a light voice, and it's the right thing to do. That's pure consciousness talking to you. It's. But why don't you tell us your name, your full name? Tell us about your company and how you went. How did you turn from to plant based?
So, while I was in the military for 16 and a half years, I medically retired in December of 2022. Um, I always cooked. I was cooking since I was 4 years old. My mom was like the first person who actually believed in me. My mom told me when I was 9 years old, I will open a restaurant one day. And I didn't believe her, but I believe her now. So she will always try my food and everything. And as I went through my career in the army, I just learned how to cook a lot of things from being in the places that I went to, whether I was stationed there or I was doing a tour, like when I went to Iraq or when I went to Kuwait, when I went to Korea. I loved the local foods there. So I just grew a love for world cuisine, so to speak. So I just learned how to cook that way. And then once I retired, I went to culinary school and I learned so much about food. And while learning about food in culinary school, it kind of pushed me towards the plant-based route, because in culinary school, they tell you all the dark secrets about food. So it was like, I can't
Mm.
believe I'm eating this tomato that contains 110 pesticides in it.
Mhm,
And
mhm,
it
mhm.
just made me like veer farther and further away from meat. And also I had a lot of issues as far as like migraines. I had seizures.
Mm.
I had a lot of things going on with me, and I started transitioning once I graduated from culinary school last year. It was like, it took me about, I want to say, 7 or 8 months, and then I met my husband, and he's like fully plant-based alkaline.
Shout
Very,
out to the husband.
yeah, he's very like strict with his diet.
That's
He
what's up.
is.
That's what's up.
When you said poison earlier, like he calls that stuff poison all the time.
Yep.
So I was, I thought I was eating well because I would eat organic. I would go to farms to get this stuff, but I was still sick. I still had allergies. I still had all these things going on with me. So he gave me this detox, and I had to go on this raw diet for 3 weeks. I couldn't eat hot food, anything like that. I had to stick to this diet. And when I did that detox, I cured most of my allergies. Like I could
Mm,
not eat tree nuts. I could not eat certain fruits or vegetables, and now I'm able to tolerate those things. The only thing I can't eat right now still is avocado. I'm not sure why, but I
mm,
believe I need another detox.
okay.
Just to get whatever that's residual in my body. But I was on medication because, like I said, I retired from the military, and I was on anti-seizure medication. I was on migraine medication. I was on
Mm,
Botox. I mean, like, if you cut the lights off, I could probably glow in the dark. I could
mm,
start a pharmacy on my own. Like, if I
well,
showed you all the medications that the VA gives me, like,
mhm,
I can
mhm,
start my own pharmacy. And
oh,
I was, at one point in my life, I was really taking those medications faithfully every day: antidepressants, anti-anxiety, anti this, anti that. And I just got tired. I got tired of taking all those things. I had to take an inhaler. I had a rescue inhaler, and I had a daily inhaler, whether I had an asthma attack or not. And I
mm,
just got tired. I always been athletic. I always worked out, but my asthma was so bad. Like, I would be so winded after my workouts, and I would have to take my inhalers daily. And I just got tired of being sick, honestly. So
mm,
when
mm,
my husband told me about the detox, I was all for it. Um, and I took it, and I just never turned back. And my health has been so much better.
mm,
And then
mm,
I got the job opportunity to work at the restaurant I met you at,
mm,
and I knew nothing really about plant-based cuisine. So I took a menu and facility design class that helped me create the menu, and I just never looked back since. I'm the type of person, I like how things I remember, or the nostalgic taste of food. So when I created my plant-based dishes, I wanted to have that same nostalgic taste that I knew and loved. If I wanted some fried chicken, I wanted it to taste like fried chicken, all those mushrooms or eggplant
mm,
or whatever I was putting into my body. I wanted to taste the exact same as I remembered, because I never want to feel like I'm lacking anything.
mm,
Because I'm not going to stick to it, because that's just what type of person I am. Like,
mm,
if if it tastes nasty, I'm just like, I might as well just go back to what I was doing, because I don't
right.
even want to eat it. So it made me, going to the plant-based side, it made me more creative. It made me more versatile, and it challenged me, because I'm like, I'm a firm believer, if you can make it, I can make it plant-based, no matter what it is, and it's going to taste
Mm, mm,
exactly like what you know it to be.
mm. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, wow, that's incredible. That is incredible, because I know that whole military vibe too. It's talking totally against any plant-based or high vibrational, anything. That whole environment is it could be quite toxic, just like any place. It's just like that. But
You
that's
sound like
great.
my husband. He talks
Yeah,
about how toxic the military is all the time.
yeah,
And,
yeah. I'm looking
I get
forward to
so
meeting him.
defensive about it, but hearing somebody else say it, because sometimes he's just like, no, you just need to leave that alone. Because I joined when I was 17. I was from 17 to 33 years old. So I literally grew up in the Army. And,
Right,
sometimes I have to undo a lot of things that I learned while being in the
right,
Army.
right, right.
So
You're
it's like
civilian
I'm a
now.
brand new person. I'm like a toddler discovering the world, so to speak,
Hmm.
because the military is literally all I know. So
Right.
I'm creating memories outside of the military, which can be very scary
Hmm.
sometimes, because
Hmm.
I don't know
Hmm.
what to expect. In the Army, they tell you what time to wake up, what time to go to work, what time to do command maintenance, what time to do this, what time to do that, what time you get off
Right,
work, what time you got to come to work. So,
right, right.
just building my
Right.
own schedule, and then, you know, finding out who I am as a person outside of the military has been challenging.
Well, thank God that you got into chefing it up, and you did tell me that you were doing some soul catering. So tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, so Soul Catering, that was my first catering business. I started that when I was stationed in Hawaii. And how that came about was my dad came to visit me and he wanted some because my family's from Trinidad. So he wanted some Caribbean food and he's like, is there a restaurant? Because I don't want you to have to cook anything. He's like, is there a restaurant we could go to? I was like, no. Not a good one. And he was like, he literally handed me at that moment $600 in my hand, and he said, what are you waiting for? Start your LLC. So my uncle, my stepmom's brother, we sat down with his laptop and I started my LLC that day on March 19th 2019. And my first clients were literally people that I knew that I hung around in the army. It was like a birthday celebration, and then it turned into retirement ceremonies, then it turned into baby showers, and then it turned into promotion ceremonies. It just turned into something like bigger than I ever imagined it to be. And and I was a one woman show. I was active duty. I was a court reporter. I I was taking care of my children. It was a lot, and it was very successful when I was in the army. Then I retired, and it slowed down a little bit because I was in culinary school. But I believe in diversity and inclusivity. So although I specialize in plant-based cooking, I do want people to know that have different diets that they can still use my services just under Soul Catering, the Soul Catering brand.
Right, and then you moved into you're the founder of the Green Genius. Tell us about that.
Oh, so that came about. I got that name from my husband because he always calls me a genius all the time. Because I do have a really high IQ though, for real. I'm like a straight A student. Like I've
That's
never
good.
gotten
That's good.
nothing lower than
Right.
an A in
Yeah.
my life. Like seriously,
Mm,
and
mm, mm, mm,
I just thought about the name and I was like, how can I use this? And I was just like, just throw green in there, because I don't believe anybody does plant-based cooking like me. Like I have yet to see people
mm,
who like I've seen like similar recipes, but the flavor complexities and stuff like that is not the same as mine. Like I really dive into the details about food because like I said, I want it to be nostalgic. I want people to know like if they had a buffalo chicken sandwich, I want
mm,
them to eat this
mm,
chicken sandwich that's made out of oyster mushrooms, and I want them to have that same
mm,
feel and memory that they had when they had a regular buffalo chicken sandwich that was made with meat or
right. Right.
chicken. Um,
Mm, mm,
but
mm,
I just really dive into nostalgia
mm.
when it comes to these plant-based dishes that I cook. Like if you taste my banana pudding, you would never guess that it's plant-based.
Wow.
If you
Wow.
taste my sweet potato pie, you would never guess that it's plant-based. If you taste my
Mm,
shawarmas, you would never guess that it's plant-based. Like I fool my kids. Like, and my kids were my
mm,
first testers because my son, he's very like particular about things that he eats, and I'm able to fool him. Like I'm able to fool him
mm,
all the time. And my kids are like my biggest critics, and my husband, he's very versatile when it comes to food. He's had food everywhere, and he always tells me like your food is
mm.
like the best food I've ever had in my life.
That's
And he's
great.
not going to say that because he's my husband, because he's not that type of person. He's very honest.
That's
And
great.
I want
That's
people to be
great.
honest with me. I've had some very
Mm,
hard critics tell me that I make good food, so I just challenge myself every single day
mm,
to make good food
mm.
that's healthy
That's
for you.
That's great. For myself, I'm mostly plant based. Mostly,
Mm.
I don't. We make some jokes, and I say that I'm a flexitarian,
Flex.
right? Yeah, because I just whatever I want to do. Don't put a label on me. It's
Mm.
that you're putting me in a box, and oh, you're vegetarian. That's what people right away they tell me. I'll be like, I'm a flexitarian. Whatever I like,
Mm-hmm.
But I do know what's good for me, and I know what works for me. You
Mm-hmm.
see, so for me, it's mostly plant based. Let me see. Today I had for lunch, I had some hummus with some mixed greens, tomatoes, and avocado, a little bit of black beans. I throw in a few raisins and I throw in a few walnuts, because I know about some of these things about how it reacts to my body, but brain food and those type of
Walnut,
things. So, yep, exactly. Avocados, good fats, for the brain and
healthy
stuff,
fat.
and healthy fats, right? But I've occasionally had chicken, and I've also occasionally had steak also, and I didn't eat steak for like years.
Mm.
Pork, you could forget about that because like I tried going back after years being without pork, and my stomach went to water. I mean, I'm serious, it was
Trinidadians call that
crazy.
pork guts. We
Yep.
call that pork guts.
Yeah, it was like that.
It was one time, yeah.
I went to
There you
a
are.
diner with a brother-in-law, and they bring me my scrambled eggs and had bacon, bits of bacon. I said, nah, I didn't want the bacon. I said, but I didn't tell them. I just push it to the side, and
Mm,
and I ate the egg, my stomach water, and
mm.
then it was a few years after I was at a party, right? Because my heritage is from the island of Puerto Rico, so they're big on the pernil.
Oh yeah.
Lots of seasoning, the pork and all that. And I said, let me try a piece. Stomach went
So
downtown, tore up. I was like, I can't eat pork no more. But the steak, I have purchased it grass fed, but Tori, I really don't miss it. It's not something like I go, wow, I can't wait to. I just your body changes, your taste buds change.
So I see that once I understood, because I had a poor relationship with food for a very long time. I got up to, when I retired, I got up to 217 pounds, and I currently weigh
Mm.
132 pounds.
Oh my
Um,
God.
and
Woo.
I had such, like I said, I had such a poor relationship with food. And once I
Mm.
understood the role food was supposed to play in my life, it made it easier for me not to crave those things anymore. Like you literally have to like go cold turkey. Like at least
Mm.
for me, I had to go cold turkey when it came to that stuff.
Mm.
And I've tasted things like after I went nut plant-based for a while, I've tasted things afterwards and I'm like, I don't even miss this taste. Like I
Mm.
literally can make mushrooms taste the same way. I can
Mm.
literally make eggplant have the same texture. Like the only thing we miss is the textures, the flavors, the seasoning.
Mm.
You're not really craving that meat, so to speak. You're not.
Mhm.
Your
Mhm.
body is craving the seasonings from it, the texture,
Mm.
whatever, like if
I
you're
like
using
that.
flour, if you're using whatever however you're sauteing, your body remembers that. So
Mm.
I remember when I said nostalgia. So it's like food is science, because my culinary degree is in applied science. So once you get that in your head, like, okay, I want this taste, I want this texture, I want
Mhm.
this flavor profile, you
Mhm.
can actually replicate that without
Mm.
all the extra stuff in there. Like
Wow.
I like chicken had me in a chokehold for a long time. I never thought I would
Mm.
be able to give up chicken a day in my
Mm.
life, and now I
Right.
just be like oyster mushrooms.
Right.
If I want steak, lion's mane mushrooms because it mimics the
Mm.
fattiness of meat of like a steak once you like pan fry it and press it down and add some grapeseed oil. It gives you that same fatty taste a real actual steak would give you. So it's
Wow.
all about tricking the mind into believing that you're eating the same things because the flavor
Mm.
profiles are the same, the textures are the same.
Mm.
It's whether it's sweet, whether it's savory, or whether it's something in between. You just have
Mm.
to mimic what you know that flavor profile to be. And
Mm.
I just sit like we talked about the higher power, like I get my recipes in my sleep. I dream
Mm.
about my recipes and I literally wake up and be like,
I love
doing
that.
this in my dream. God told me this. God told me to take out a tablespoon of this and put this in there. And that's how I literally get my recipes because I really believe in the source. I get this from the source. I don't get this from anybody else.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
and
That's
I'm just
beautiful.
able to just take it and just run with it because
Mhm.
it's something that I love to do.
Yeah, when you love to do it. Yeah, and I love that you said food is science. Wow, that makes so much sense, man. And then food is medicine, right?
It is.
Let food be thy medicine,
Mm-hmm.
right? They say the medicine it's sitting right on the end of your fork.
Yes.
So you need to be aware of some of these things that we bring into our bodies because this part of the head that's on the side of your eyes, what do they call that? That's the temple, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, they named it just that. This is
Mm.
our temple, and
Right.
we should be treating it like that, right? In any holy place that you revered, you would treat it right. You would bring in the best incense. You would clean it. You wouldn't desecrate it. But yet,
Mm-hmm.
our bodies, we put any old thing in it, right? So, for me, I remember I used to go to this place on 23rd Street by the Flatiron Building, the Flatiron District, and the name of the restaurant was called Bonobos. And bonobos, they share like 98% of our genes, but they're plant-based,
Mm.
right? They're just like humans, but they're plant-based. So
Mm.
that's what it was. It was a plant-based restaurant, and they used to make the nori rolls. And I used
Mm.
to get the nori rolls, the salmon, and they
Mm.
used to make it with the onions, the chive,
Mm.
and the macadamia nuts,
Mm.
right? And then the seaweed wraps. They would like moisten them up so they wouldn't be dry, and then wrap it. And like a sushi, they would slice it, and you would have the nori roll
Mm.
with a nice little side cream thing. Oh my God, love it,
And
love it.
it tastes like what you know sushi to
Oh,
be.
for sure. Oh, the wife went got the recipe, was making it at home and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Real, yeah, yeah.
Because I grew up hearing my grandmother say, "You are what you eat." And I wrote a cookbook and I released it last year. It's not plant based. Well, it has it has plant based options. It has vegetarian, all types of options with the recipes. And I called it "Food is a Mood" because a lot of times what we eat can show us a lot of things about ourselves. You
Mm,
know, if you crave certain things, why you're craving certain things, if you're craving salt, if you're craving sweet,
mm,
if you're craving crunchy, if you're craving creamy, all these things tell us things that we may be deficient in, some type of traumas that we may be holding within ourselves. That's why they said, I strongly believe in that saying, like, let food be thy medicine. You are what you eat, because our bodies and what we put in our mouths, it tells us a story about ourselves and the things that we may need to work on.
mm.
And just diving into this plant-based thing, they're trying to make it seem like this plant-based craze is new, but pre
Yeah, 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 yeah.
slave
There's some
trade,
marketing tactics.
we were all plant-based for the
Yeah,
most part. Eating meat is a European concept. People don't want to admit that. I learned
right,
that in food and
right.
culture. So we're going back to the things that we know is good for us,
Mm.
because food is literally killing us because it's not real here. It's not. That's
Oh,
why you
listen,
cannot
that's
heal
another
from
one.
that food. It's bioengineered. Like, my best friend is a food scientist, and she
Hmm.
told me, she was like, don't eat Beyond Meat, don't eat this, don't eat that. You might as well go ahead and eat the real thing, because it's
Right,
worse, because
right.
it's created in a lab. It's
Yeah.
worse for you. So they're packing things with soy, they're packing things with tofu, all these things that is just not good for the body, that's causing estrogen based cancers and things like that. We
Mhm.
have veered so far away from God's food that food can't be medicine here.
Right,
It can't.
right. It's true
It
that.
can't.
True
It can't.
that. And then, that's one of the other reasons, Tori, that I try to stay away from meats too, like going to a restaurant. I don't trust them. I don't trust them. I mean, just go to the internet, go to Instagram and all that, Facebook. They'll show you. They're showing it. They're putting it out right there. They're fabricating these meats.
Mm.
You don't know
You
what
learn
you're
so
getting.
much
Oh
in
my God. I'm like, yo,
culinary school.
I just don't trust them. I don't
When I
trust.
tell you I lost so much weight, they said they never had a student that lost weight in culinary school until I went there. Because I mean, it was like everybody else would be like 10 to 15 pounds heavier
Yeah.
every
Right.
semester. And here's
Mm-hmm.
Tori losing like 10 pounds every semester.
Yeah.
I'm like, at this point, y'all, I'm going to eat air, because do you
Right.
not
Right.
hear what hydrogenated oils do?
Right.
Hydrogenated oils
Right.
never leave your body. What do you
Right.
mean it never leaves your body? It
Mm-hmm.
calcifies around in your veins, it
Mm-hmm.
calcifies around your heart. Like, I'm like, and we're eating this.
Yep.
We're
Yeah.
eating
Yeah.
all of this. And they
Mm-hmm.
tell us the deep dark secrets about meat and how they catch this fish and how they do the lobsters. And
Mm-hmm.
I was
Yeah.
tired. After
Yeah.
culinary school,
Yeah.
I was tired. I was just like, I went
Yeah.
from
It's
217 to like 260 in culinary
mm,
school, because every
mm,
semester I just got more tired and tired of
mm.
food. I'm just like, and then when I heard that uh chicken is the leading cause of breast cancer in women because of because of estrogen, the hormones that they inject in the chicken.
Mm, mm.
I was just like, I
Yeah,
gotta let chicken go.
right,
Like,
right.
nothing against anyone that makes that choice to eat chicken or whatever they
Right.
decide to put in their diet.
Yes.
Personally,
Yes. Let's
I
let's
just
put that
don't.
out there. This is
Yeah, like
not
I'm
about
not. I,
bashing anybody.
yeah,
This
I
is
don't
not what
bash
this is. This is
anyone.
for edification purposes. That's
Right.
it. Right.
I personally made the choice not to eat those things anymore for me. People can make the choice that they want to make. All I am here is to educate. That's it. Um,
I do have some family and friends also that they look at me and they go, "Man, how could you eat that? Oh my God, how could you eat like that? I could never eat like that." And I tell them, I didn't just wake up like this.
mm-mm,
Like I just got up one morning and I just said, I'm gonna do, like I had to find what I liked. Like, I got tired of some of the same things that you talk about also, like my stomach, my intestines, and my bowel movements. Either it wasn't coming or
mhm.
it was coming all the time, like all kinds of things, brain fog, no
Mhm.
motivation, depression. Like I closed the curtains. I didn't even want to look at the sunlight. It's just terrible.
Right.
But once I noticed that I started being more plant based, and I started finding what I liked. I had to try
Mhm.
many things. I had to try my own stuff at home and go to
Mhm.
certain places. And I've never had none of that Beyond Burger or nothing like that. Just for the record, why?
I
I
have
just don't see the point.
just to try
I,
it. I'm a try
yeah,
person. I like to
yeah,
try
yeah.
things to see if I could replicate it.
Mhm,
Because I was trying to come out with a like a burger patty, and my
mm,
burger patty is made of like spelt flour, walnuts,
mm.
nutritional yeast,
Oh man, that sounds so
pecan.
delicious. Oh,
So
I can't wait for you to
I'm the
cook
type
for me.
person I like to taste things so I can
Right.
replicate it. So
Mm,
that's why I don't knock meat or anything like that. Like I
mm,
have literally said, you know what, I need to try this. I need to taste this again
mm, mm,
so I
mm.
can get this flavor profile down. You
Right,
know,
right, right.
and it's a like I tell my husband because my husband he's a little bit more extreme, and he's like poison, 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 poison.
Right.
But I always tell people there's a crawl, walk, and run phase. I learned that when I
Mm,
was in the military. Like
mm,
you got to meet people where they're at. Some of us have to
mhm,
crawl, some of us have to walk, and some of us can just
right,
hit the ground running. But that
right.
doesn't take away from you as a person. That doesn't take away from your abilities. It doesn't take away anything. It just says this is what level you are, and here's where I have to meet you.
Mhm,
That's it.
mhm. You,
I
you
just
know,
want people to make healthy choices for themselves, and that's
for
why I
sure.
started also studying herbs. I'm in school for herbology
Mm,
and
I remember it.
aromatherapy.
Good stuff.
Um, because I'm just trying to heal myself. That's it.
Right,
I'm trying
right.
to, I still struggle, although, I used to drink alcohol. I used to, smoke weed. Nothing against nobody that smoke weed. I used
Mhm,
to, I tried to cope with my PTSD and my anxiety and my depression in just not healthy ways. So now I'm like, let me look into the herbs. Let me
right,
look into the aromatherapy. Like I have my diffuser
right.
going, when I
Mm,
have my moments, I have a mood blend. I have an
that's good.
anti-anxiety
Good.
blend. I have
Me
a
too. Me
PTSD blend.
too.
I make sure I hit my corners, with my
Right,
essential oils. I'm just
right.
trying
You
to
do
be
what works
healthy.
for you.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know,
just trying to be healthy.
yeah, I did want to say, Tori, that for me, when I eat more plant based, I'm more spiritual. And
Mm,
when I eat, like even when I eat the grass fed beef, you know, the chicken, I try to stay away from it. It's foul. That's why they call it foul, because it's foul. Yeah, for real. But I could tell you that when I'm more plant based, I'm more lighter. I
mm-hmm.
feel I feel more spiritual. I'm in touch with the earth and with my surroundings. When I
Yes.
when I eat a little bit more like on the meat side, I'm more aggressive. Like, I'm a little more angry. I'm a little more tougher. I'm not mindful of some of the things that I do. And for me, like I came from a heart background, and I know we spoke about that before too, growing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was tough. So they perpetuated that on to me, and that's what I was projecting out into the world, that aggressiveness. But
Yes.
once I started, looking into these things and reading, that's why we always push reading. Read books, people. Read. Books are like windows that you open the window, you get to see lots of things. You don't have to figure out how to invent the wheel.
Right.
Somebody wrote about it already. In fact, read the book. It even comes with
Mhm.
instructions.
Yes. And you know, they always said if you want to hide something from someone, put it in a book. They
Yeah,
always
yeah,
said that.
for
You
real,
know, because a lot of
for real.
people don't read. Like, I literally keep this aromatherapy pamphlet close to my bed just in case I might need to throw something in my diffuser. You know, you
Mm,
have, like, especially coming from
nice.
the type of backgrounds that we come from, you know, we were not taught coping mechanisms. We were not taught effective communication. We were
Mhm,
not taught problem solving. We were not taught self-awareness. We were not taught any of those things. We were just taught
mhm,
conflict and violence. That's it.
mhm.
Conflict,
Yep,
chaos, and
yep,
violence.
yep,
That's it.
yep. I
And
know we talked about that offline. It's
right,
terrible. Me and you are two sides, two different sides of the same coin.
right. And it's just like, when I'm a very spiritual person. Like, before I can see I tie my hair up and everything. You know, I have my candles going. I got my
Mhm.
crystals here. You know, I got
Okay,
my
okay.
crystals and all
Right,
that stuff.
right. I
You
mean, you
know,
haven't been over here. Wait till you come here. You see my wife. Boy, woof. She go
it's
to the
just
crystal
like,
store.
I have to stay grounded, so to speak, because if I don't
Right,
stay grounded, I'm angry, I'm upset, I'm
right,
sad, I'm
right. Yeah,
depressed, I'm
yeah.
frustrated. I don't know how to articulate myself when I eat those meat products. Again, nothing against
Mm,
anybody. I feel the anger, because you got to remember, an animal has a soul,
mm,
and you
mm-hmm,
you
mm-hmm.
you slaughter that animal, and
Oh, listen.
you take in everything that they have felt, because all
Hmm.
that goes, all that tension,
Yeah,
all that trauma
yeah,
goes into
yeah.
the
There's a
tissue.
chemical that's released
Right.
into the
And you're
muscles. So,
digesting it.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
and I remember, like, staying away from meat for a while, and I had a steak, and I was angry. Like, I was going off. I mean, and I didn't
Right,
understand why I was so upset. I was just angry. I was just like, I was just going
mm,
through so much. And then I had to think, you just put something in your body that was slaughtered. And
right,
again,
mm,
it's nothing to, like,
mm,
I just want
right,
people to stop and be self-aware and just be like, just hear
mm,
me out, hear what we're trying to say,
right,
hear
right.
what
Don't
we're
shut
trying
down. Be
to
open.
educate you with. Like, if you allow me to teach you, that you won't miss anything. I
Mm,
promise that it's
mm.
guaranteed you won't miss
Oh, that's the
nothing.
thing I
You
love. I
won't miss
love it.
that beef. You won't miss
Right,
that
right,
chicken. Just
right.
give me a chance, and I can teach
Yeah.
you how to do it, because all the meals that I make is
Mm.
20 minutes or less. Like,
Right, right.
seriously, and
Yeah.
it's home cooked. It's good for you. It's from scratch. You're not standing at the stove all day. No, I'm all about in and out. I'm all
Right,
about in and out,
right.
because I got
Oh, that's
kids.
great.
Kids
That's
don't want to
great.
wait. And I just want people to understand, like, you're putting
Mm,
all that stuff into your body. Like, I know
mm.
seeing is believing. Like, I was literally 217 pounds, and I struggled with my weight while being in the service. I struggled with my weight for
Mm,
so long. But once I got a better understanding of food and a
mm,
better relationship with
mm,
food, I wasn't
mm,
constantly putting things in my mouth to make myself feel better. I understood, okay, I'm
mm.
craving
Emotional
sugar right
eating.
now. Okay, what's going on in my interpersonal relationships? Why am I
Mm.
craving love? Because a lot of times when you crave sugar, you're craving love. A
Yeah,
lot of times
yeah.
when you
It's
craving
that
crunchy
dopamine rush.
items, it's
Mm,
because you have anxiety. When you're
mm,
craving salty
mm,
items, it's because you're angry or frustrated about
mhm.
something.
Right.
So it literally, like, my cookbook, Food is a Mood, it literally takes you through a journey. Like, okay, let me document, let me journal my food and see why I'm craving this. Let me get up and move
Mhm,
my
mm,
body for at least 30 minutes. Let me have gratitude. Let me heal myself from the inside out. Like, it literally takes you, oh, like, okay, you understand what you're putting into your body is affecting
mm,
your mood. Okay, how can you help your mood? Exercise.
mm, mm.
What else can you do to help your mood? Having self-awareness and gratitude, giving gratitude to the Most High, whatever you believe in.
Right,
Believe in a Christmas tree. You could believe
right.
in Jesus Christ. You could
Mhm,
believe in Allah.
mhm,
It doesn't matter. Just,
mhm,
we all have to have some type of form of spirituality, you
mhm,
know?
mhm.
And
Definitely.
it's all steps in it. And that, like,
Mm,
I've only been here for 35 years, going on 36 years,
mhm.
and I'm learning so much in this 35th year. It's just been so crazy. And I
That's
just want to
beautiful.
spread that word. I'm just like, food
You're
is a
doing
mood.
it.
Let me
You're
teach
doing
you.
it.
Let me teach you. Like, that's why I have I have all options. Like you said, flexitarian. Like me,
Mhm.
that's what I was. Like I would have to
Mhm.
tell my husband, like, I like the taste of chicken. It was great. I
Mhm.
liked
Mhm.
it. Like I loved
Mhm.
it. You know,
Right.
I would never
Right.
say I didn't like something because I don't indulge it anymore. I just
Mhm.
know that that may not necessarily be good for me, and I want to
Mhm.
replicate that. But
Right.
I'm still
Right.
trying
Right.
to replicate that chicken. You get what I'm saying? Because I
Yeah.
miss
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you gotta give it props because it was
Yeah.
good when ate
Right.
it. You know,
Oh, for sure. For sure. For
and
sure.
I just want people to be healthy and
Mhm.
aware of what they're putting into their body, because it's night and day. Like who I was as a person, I've changed so much for the better. You know, I still
Right.
have my problems. Don't get me wrong. I still have my
Mhm.
problems, but I
Mhm.
have a better way of coping with them. You know,
That's great. That's good.
it's
That's
a
good.
better experience for me.
What Tori, you're doing it, and I'm so glad that we met. So I don't want to keep you too much, and folks out there too tuning in. So I know that you are the chef for the Purple Sage Festival coming up on
Yes,
June 15th. So that's important that people know that you are the one of the main stars of the show.
and if they have any suggestions as to what type of foods they want to
Mm,
try while
mm,
they're
mm.
there, we
Okay.
are going the plant-based route. So, but I promise
Yes,
you, when you taste it, you won't even be able to tell that it's plant-based. And
that's
I
beautiful.
stamp
You
that with a
know,
guarantee. Like I promise,
that's
I
beautiful.
promise you
I
will be
love it.
able
I love it. And I'm almost tempted to ask you what is it that you're gonna make, but you know what? Let's not say nothing.
to.
Let it just be flow, right?
Right.
Because that's what we're doing. This is the art of rising. That's the name of our podcast because we're always in that perpetual motion of rising, or we should be, right? And
Yes.
then it's the art of rising, because that's how we're trying to teach people to rise. Let's rise, people.
Mhm.
And then it's the flow state conversations. So, in order to be into that flow state, you have to take care of your tempo,
Mhm.
raise your vibration, be aware and knowledgeable about your surroundings and be mindful when you're doing things.
Yeah.
So, I know June 15th, you're gonna bring it. I'm so excited. I'm so glad that I met you.
Yeah.
And man, you got to see what we have lined up. I mean, two more musician artists just jumped in. I mean, this guy's one of them. He sent me his picture bio, his picture,
Mhm.
his bio, and he sent me the Spotify link. I mean, these guys, yo, they in the studio for real.
Mhm.
This is gonna be
I
big.
can't wait.
Me too.
And
I'm
I've
excited.
received so many downloads about that. Because I was told to go to the water, and I always follow my intuition now. I was told to go to the water, and I gave my offerings to the water, and prayed and released a lot of things. And as I was walking back, I heard Spirit say your life is going to change on June 15th, and I literally had forgotten that date because I had it written down, and then you texted me, and I was like with the date June 15th, and I was like, and I was just overcome with so much emotion. I was like
Wow.
crying tears of joy before
Right.
I looked at
Right.
my phone, and God already told me it was going to be a good event. Like He already told me,
Mm.
He's like, be prepared. You said you wanted this, be prepared.
Oh,
I
we're on it.
listened.
We're on it.
And
We're
I'm
on it,
just so
sister.
happy that I ran out the restaurant that day and was like,
Yeah,
I got to get in
we're
my
on
car.
it.
I have
We're
to
on
go.
it. We're on it. I can tell you this. I know we don't know each other for a long time, and when you get to know me, my wife, the kids, and it's a family, it's a community thing. But what I can tell you is that I just want to be a part of greatness.
Mm,
Whatever that looks like. I don't want to do mediocre. I don't want to just hang out. And there's nothing wrong with hanging out. I like to hang
right,
out and do stuff like that. But what are we doing? Let's
right,
build something. Like, come on,
right,
people. Like, oh my God, God
right.
gave us this Ferrari that we're sitting in. Like, we're built for greatness. I
Yes,
I know
Lord.
that. I don't believe it. I know it. We're built for greatness, to do great things on the planet and to help other people too and to serve. So
Yes,
thank you so much.
I
Thank you,
can't wait.
sister.
It's been
Me too.
great.
Me too.
My husband was doing this the whole time on
Yeah.
FaceTime.
All
Like,
right. All
you
right.
doing good?
That's what's up.
That's
That's
great.
what's up. Good. All
So
right.
I'm glad. I'm
Give
glad
him
we.
my love. I'll see him
Yeah.
soon, and I'll be
Yes,
seeing you
you will.
soon. And thank you so much for your
Thank
time and
you. You're
much
welcome.
blessing, sister. Oh, where
Okay.
can people find you?
So you can go to my website. It's soulcatering.com/green genius. You can place orders online, and my number is 551-200-8955 if you just want to text me and ask me about services. My husband also does personal training, and he does, I do meal prep. I do all types of things dealing with food. It doesn't stop with the hot food. I can do pastries. I can do desserts. It doesn't matter if it can be made, if it can be cooked, I can make it.
This is
So I really take
okay.
this cooking
Okay.
thing serious.
Good.
Yeah,
Good. Yeah, you should.
soulcatering.com/green genius. And that's how you guys can get in touch with me.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, sister.
You're
And I'll
welcome. It
see
was
you
great
soon.
talking.
Peace and
Bye
love.
bye.
Peace and love. Peace and love. Wow. Wow. That was incredible. Woo. June 15th, the Purple Sage Festival. We have Tori. She's going to be chefing it up, vegan style. I mean, I met her in a restaurant, and the food that she made was amazing, just outstanding, so energetic. And she's coming with the fire. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. June 15th, the Purple Sage Festival is going to be huge. We're going to Plumstead, New Jersey. And within Plumstead, there's a small town called New Egypt, New Jersey. And that's where the Saratoga Farm is located. They are a horse boarding facility. They have different animals. They got emus. I saw a bull there. I saw a turkey. I saw a couple of chickens. But really, I see them focusing with the horses. But I have another thing for you, too. They are getting more into organic products. So right now, as we speak, the gentleman there is doing lots of things, repurposing the land to do more organic products and flowers as well, I believe. So he's getting into more plant-based, and yeah, he's raising his vibration. He's gonna have the place all set up with his new organic stuff and all that right there for June 15. We'll be ready to go. So that Tori is just one person that we have for June 15th. And I got some other ones for you. So stay tuned. Thank you for staying with us so long to the end of this. And I want to also say that when you pick up your ticket at omzielhealingsanctuary.com/events, look for the Purple Sage Festival. Let me know that you've listened to one of our podcasts, and we are going to gift you a purple sage, a bundle of sage purple. How did we get it purple? Don't worry about that. That's a proprietary blend. See you soon, family. Peace.